Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, I'm ALREETGAMING. I've got a little YouTube channel and I also stream on YouTube, Twitch and Kick. I don't do product reviews, however I have done a product review in the past about the mouse that I use. Now I bought this mouse back in May and I bought it myself with my own money. However, I have had a word with the company since then, and to get a discount code for people who wish to purchase one. Now, I bought this back in May in 2025, and I thought it was about time that I would do a little review on how I've been getting on with it, what I like, what I don't like, in what would I change or anything like that, and just basically give it a little bit of a rundown and an update. If you don't already know, it's called the Swiftpoint Z2 and it's this one here. It is a wired mouse. However, it has quite a few features on it. Now I did change from the Logitech, which you can see on my desk here. And I did have the light speed as well, which is currently run out of charge and is wired. So I was using these. And the reason that I changed, in a brief summary, the reason why I changed is because I did get rid of the keyboard, which was a Logitech. And then I was having problems with a game that I used to play. And in that game, every time I used to press the tab button on the keyboard, my game would freeze. Various people had loads of different suggestions, anything. But when I tried to rule out loads of stuff, I could never pinpoint what the problem was. Now, I did change my PCs a few times, and the problem still persisted. So there I narrowed it down to being some sort of a software that I was using between the PCs. Now, the only one that I actually was using from all of them was the G-Hub, which was the Logitech software. And because I'd already got rid of the keyboard, I thought I'll try something else. So I did try a cheaper mouse and I changed it over and I played that game no problem at all. Couldn't find any problems with it. So then I was then looking for a new mouse. Now I did look at quite a few different reviews on different mice. I'm not really into following products. My main thing is durability. And if I spend a lot of money on something, I want it to last. So I came across the Swiftpoint Z2. And there was quite a few features on it that I quite liked. Now, what you can do is you can, on this one, we'll just change. You can, if you can see on the little screen, you can tilt by using the mouse. So you can do your left and right if that one's what you needed within your game. On the mouse, there are double function buttons. So some of these buttons do two actions. So like say for this one here, on this button here, you obviously know to bring your gun up. I'm going to bring it up. Now what happens is when I press a little bit harder on this one, it'll breathe. So there. I'll try to show you on this one here. So it's there. So that's bringing it up. Press it harder and I breathe. Now you can change all of that in the software. So there's also a vibration as well. So that the vibration actually tells you when you're actually pressing the button. And it's a handy little hint because sometimes when you're in the gameplay and it might not be apparent, but you might be pressing the button and you don't know about it. So on this one here, we have a little button here to press and opens my little map. Press it harder and it opens my big map. I've also got another button on this side and that one is my jump. Now I also use that one as a double function button and I don't use it that often, but there are some times within this game that the AI will be on the other side of a fence and you may want to, jump over the fence, and without having to press the button and then press me, action button, I can do it really quick. It's not something I use a lot, but I have used it coming out. If you're familiar with the game, I've used it in like a YBL shooting over the top of the wall when I've come out the back door. The other ones here on the top are push-pull buttons. Now these are double function buttons as well. And I use this as me 1 and 2. So if I press down, it's me pistol. If I pull it back up, it's me gun. Now, these are actually done, which you probably can't see via here, but these are done with this finger here. And all I do is I pull it back and push it down. And I find that dead easy. Yeah. The other one here is me reload button. And that's a pull up. So I can be there, up, around, and then pull up. And it's just... Now what I do on this one here, it's also me crouch. I can go down and crouch. Yeah. On the side here, we have another 2 buttons, and I normally use that one just to see whether I'm on single fire or bang bang mode. You also have on here is a nice little window, and on the window there it displays what games you're using. And you can flick between all of them different modes. So the way it is on this one here is you don't actually have to have the software running. You can program everything, have everything on the mouse, and then it all just change it when you actually come into game there. The other 2 buttons down here that I've got, that one is me in-game speak. So you can just see it here on me computer. It's coming up there, yellow, green, and that just shows you that I'm used the VoIP. The other button on this one here is, I'll go here, it's my night vision, just so you don't get blinded. Yep. So, and you've got, obviously, you've got your scroll wheel. Pretty much, that's everything on the mouse. I think you have 15 buttons all on the mouse, but you're probably thinking, well, you haven't showed as many, but because they're not a multitude of buttons everywhere. They're just next to the finger that you're going to use, and it's really convenient. Obviously, if you're a one that you do your left and your right when you're aiming, you can do this just by moving your mouse. Oh, we can see that on there. Now, what you also have as well is you have lockout feet. Now, I'll show you this in a minute, but you can take these off, and you get all of these in the pack. And these ones that are lock. So what they do is they lock the mouse. Turn that round. Move them away. And what they do is they stop that rocking motion. So you use it as a normal mouse. So if you don't need that left and right, you can just use it like that. Yeah. The other one that comes with quite a few little packages now. I'll actually show you the box as well. You can take this one off. We'll be using this one. And this one here is so if you're using flight sims, anything like that, what it does is it allows you to move. I haven't got it set up, that's why it's not moving on there. It'll probably do me left and right, but I haven't got the tilt forward and back working. So if you like joysticks and you don't want to buy a separate joystick and you don't want to put on your desk and you use a lot of joysticks, you do a lot of flying, whatever you want to do, there's an ideal one there because it just rocks. Yeah. We'll take her off and put this one back on. And we'll have a little run around here. Now I will be putting some proper gameplay on. So you can have a little look at me playing the game. But having that is just so bloody convenient. And the little for the map. We'll just have a little run in. So there, I'm just going to reload, bring that button up, reload. See if there's any dudes up here. Nope. Could have a drink while we're here though. I'm going to go back down. I'll run around. So flicking, jumping over. Straight over with that little button. to open my mini map, just press that button there. It's all on. So I'm not taking my hand off my keyboard to press all of these buttons. And the buttons are next to the fingers. I think there is somebody in here. It's going to reload. Bring it up. If I want to check my firing mode, I just press that button at the top. It's just next to my thumb. Very convenient, and my crouch is there as well. Yep. We'll have a little wander around. And then I will go through and I'll show you some software. So, do I love it? Best purchase I've made. Now 0.3 of this game came out in May, I believe, and I bought this in May, and I've got 1700 hours on this particular Steam account. I've got more than one Steam account, so I've pretty much got about 1,000 hours on the actual mouse. So I've had about a good 9 months using the mouse. The majority of them hours have been done on this mouse, so 1700. Let's take 700 off and say I've got 1,000 hours on it. And I haven't had one issue with the mouse. There is something I'd like to have different to change. I'll just get in here and hide. Just hide. There is something. Most of these mouse, they're all slippy. You know that they're soft. And you'll see here I've got a little bit of sticky on here. Now what this does is it basically just it's a little bit of a grip. Hold on, just move that. It's a little bit of a grip. So in the summer when your hands are sweaty, anything like that, it just gives you something to hold on to. And that basically all that is just this. And I got this from Amazon, and it has like a sticky back. You peel it off. I mean, you obviously don't need to see what I'm doing here, but give you the reason of what I do. Peel that off. Oh. And then stick it onto there. And then it just gives you something to grip on. So what I'd like to see on some of these, not particularly this one, but it would be nice if some of these were a little bit, you know, they had a little bit of grip on them. Because your hand does move around on them. So that's one of the issues on here that I would like to see change, but that's not just to this mod. You can see on the Logitech has the exact same issue. Is I don't like friction on my mouse mat, so I generally play with hard mouse pad. Oh. He's upstairs. Get him. So what I normally do is, if you can see here, it's a solid mouse pad. But what I used to use, and I'll try and see if I've got, I've got the spare one. This is what I used to use, and this is a Logitech mouse pad. And you'll hear, I don't know if you can hear, I'll turn the volume of the game down. It's got like a hard, it is obviously hard, but it's got like a little bit of a texture to it. And this is the Logitech. And I use these for quite a bit, but I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to see, you can see here how it's worn. Now what happens with that is as it gets worn, it gets more friction on it, and you can hear it when you're moving your mouse over the top. So it'll go smooth and it'll get more friction. And what I was finding it doing, it wasn't affecting the gameplay as much, but what I was finding, hold on, I'll show you on another set of skids so I don't have to take this off. So what was actually happening is it was wearing the pads down a little bit, and I'd seen some scratches on it. Now, the Logitech, don't get us wrong, the Logitech has exactly the same issue there. But I think you can change these ones here. These ones here, they come in as a set, and you can buy them. And I think they cost £10, I think, for the two. which is not bad because I mean, I think I bought these ones and these were, I think, 25 quid or something for this one. So these are £10 in a set. So I did buy a spare set in that, so I changed it. But what I did is I changed my mouse pad as well, and this is glass. So it's perfect. Let's see if I can move it. So it's just perfectly smooth. And I'm giving that a go, and hopefully my gameplay is still the same. You know, it's still shit as ever, but you can, hopefully I'll get a bit less wear on the actual skids. I don't think you can change the pads. They seem to come all as a one. I could check on that. I could have a word with the guy at Swiftpoint and see, but you can change the pads, and you can change you can't change the pads, but you can change the whole stick. So that's what I changed the glass one for, and I haven't had an issue, or I haven't seen any wear. Don't know where this dude is. Just check. Now what I was finding, I knew this feature was here for, you know, for aiming, for your breath, but I never really was worried about it for a sniper rifle. Because it's a slower motion, you know, you've got time to think, you've got time to breathe. But it's absolutely awesome when you're using it on automatic, and you can just press the button down and it automatically, you hold your breath so it steadies your shot. I didn't really mean to come to Crazy Town, I've just ended up here. Now I use on quite a low DPI, I only use it on 1200, but I can still, you know, I'm not moving my hand much to get back, and I can spin really, really quick. Probably made us all sick there. And I can spin really quick without too much effort, and it suits me, and it suits me on a few different gameplay. So yeah, I'm playing this, you can see it all. I think you can see them in the bottom of my screen there, my gun going up as I'm recording it. So all of the functions that I'm doing, apart from my normal keyboard actions, basically, is everything's by the mouse. Me loading me gun, me aiming, everything, checking me mags, reloading. I probably already said that. All exactly, everything's all via the mouse. I don't know if I have enough ammo to go into. Yeah, but we'll have a little look. It's not really all about grey zone, but just reload. Just check my ammo because I haven't got much, so I'll keep it on single fire. Oh, that was an error. That was on my keyboard. I have night vision on my keyboard as then, and I flicked it. Run away, you little bitch. I apologize if there's some language in the game. I'll try and edit it out if I can. It's the boss. The one is tuner. Right, so what I'm going to do is going to end it there, take you back, and just go through a little bit few other things, probably show you the software. Okay. So as we see it, we'll flip over the feet again, just so you can have a little see with this one again. This is probably one of the features most people would want. So on there, you've got your tilt. If you can see it on the little webcam. Right, so I have it on. Let's make this nice and big for you to see it. On here, I have me deep click, and I have the force. If you can see that, hopefully you can. It's actually at 91%. Now, the reason I have it at 91% is not particularly for this game. It's for other games that I have. Now, what you can do is you can flick your sensitivity between all different games. So, like on Sniper Elite, I play it. What I find on that one is it must be an in-game thing for the sensitivity. It's not sort of your click, but what I find is I'm aiming and then I'm breathing all the time when I'm just looking around. So I tend to have my sensitivity up quite high, so that it's quite a bit of a, hold on, I'll move this bit of software so I can see my screen. So it's quite a bit of a click. So hold on, let's see if I can do this. So there's me first click, you can see very light on my mouse, and when I need to breathe, I'm using quite a bit of force. Now, the reason why you can change them is because not everybody is the same. Yeah, we're all getting older, and you have different sensitivities in your hand. You might be disabled in your hand, you might have dodgy blood circulation, whatever. Now, you can completely change the sensitivity, because what you can do is you can also calibrate them. So I'll just bring this software back in again. Just get it nice and big. So you have things on here. So you have, that's your deep click. So the force. So I can change that to wherever I want just by scrolling it down. Hold on. I'm going to save that. So you can change your sensitivity to whatever you want. So the more sensitivity, so the more force it is, the harder it is for you pressing that button. Yeah, so it corrects it all for you. So I'm going to keep that right there. We'll go back. Now, what you can do also on here as well is you have your click. Now, you see how here on this right-hand side, it's got like a little arrow, a little circle, and it's got like two little colons on either side. That's your vibration. Now, what it also does as well is, which it's really handy, and you don't really notice if it's too low, but you might find that you want to be notified when you're pressing it, because in like me other game, it's very fast. It's a lot of fast action. And what I do is I have quite a bit of vibration coming through on the mouse to my finger when I know that I'm pressing the button. And it just helps with, notifying you basically that you're pressing the button and you're zooming in. It might help you if it likes in grey zone, because your stamina you haven't got a whole load of stamina in grey zone, and the last thing you want to be doing in that game is having you be scoped in and continually be breathing, because you're just wearing your stamina out. So your vibration strength comes in very handy there to knowing when you're doing it. And it's because sometimes you can be pressing the button a little bit too hard and not really know. I want to be notified that I'm pressing and using my stamina. So there it is on the vibration. So you can change it, and you can assign buttons to whatever you want. So a quick look at this before I skim through on doing a little bit of shooting here at the range for the breathing. So here we've got obviously me button for me firing and me breathing. You've also got, which is double click. You've also got this one here and that one there, which are double clicks. So two functions. This one here is two functions, and that one is push and pull. So you'll see before is what it lifts up, pushes down, lifts up, pushes down. Now, because it's actually there, it's really easy to lift that button up and change. So I have that as 1 and 2 between me guns. Yeah. This one here obviously is my reload button, which is really handy because when I'm doing anything, you know, get rid of that. If I'm doing anything and I need to reload, I can just bring that back. Don't know if I've seen that, but I can be doing that and just bring that back. I'm not pressing the keyboard. Bring it back. If I want to check whether I'm on auto and single, I just press that button on the top and it shows you on your screen. Yeah. And I can just jump over fences. My little map button is on this one, and I can just press that button and opens my little map. Press it harder and it'll open the big map. All of the other ones there are really handy to have, but they're all next to my fingers. You'll see I don't have to use and move my fingers from hardly anywhere to access any button. Now what you can do is you get this little box of tricks in it. And what these are all different extra buttons as well. So these aren't the default ones that I've got on. I'll just take these off. They never fall off. I thought, they look a bit, you know, they might come out, but they don't. You got these ones here. You can put them into there. And then you could put this one on that I've just taken off. You can have that into there. And then basically what it does is it increases the height. So that if you wanted to do, you could have your finger and press it with your finger. Yeah, on the inside of your finger. So what you can do is you can press that with the bottom of your finger, and still have your finger on your main buttons. I find that a little bit too much. You can have it lower there. So if you've got smaller fingers, because it is quite long. If you've got smaller fingers, you know, you can hold it and then you can do it with that. I take them off and I use these ones because I find it's dead easy. You're there, you can just press your button like that. And then same if you wanted to, you know, reload. What I do is just bring my hand straight back and press that button there. Got them on the side as well. And the same with these ones here. You know, you got your hand on. I'll lift that finger for the time being. Lift that and then you just, that's all you're doing. Pushing down. Lifting up, but that button is there. Yeah, very easy. So quick there, aiming down sights, breathing, aiming down without breathing, press it down, breathing, reloading, swapping between. Your pistol is this one here, so it's down. I think what's made me faster in this game, people have also said that I'm a little bit too fast, and I do that, you know, I do run into situations, but I think it's because I find it easy to play it, because I find it because everything is there, you know, all of the buttons that I need are there. And I don't have to move hands or take anything off of what I'm doing, you know, to play the game, you know. You know, it's very, very easy. So quickly look back into the software. If I can find me skibbity bob. So here, software with all your games. Now what you can do is you can have it on manual or auto. You'll see that I have it on manual, because what I do is I sort of completely forget about the software. The software starts in the background because I don't mind that. But when I get on and I do a game, I normally just flick which game I want, and it shows you on the little LCD screen on the side of the mouse. You don't actually have to have the software running, you know, you can have it all on the mouse. And what you do is if you make a change on the screen, you can come down to this little mouse button here and it says save profiles to mouse flash memory, and you can click that and then it'll give you a little dialog box to say it has. Now anything that I've changed on there is all now gone onto that mouse, so I could close that software off and not have it running on my PC and just have it on this mouse. Take this mouse to my mate's house, wherever, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your granny. You can change all of this type of stuff on the fly on here. Now, what it actually has, it has so before I go on to it, no, if you wanted to change your left, right, you know, how much of an angle you do, this is what these are. So you can see there, I've got that on Q and E, just so you can see, and you can actually change your tilt in your degrees. And if you want to, you can put I have it on there, you can have a vibration on, so you know when you're tilting it. So if you're using, you know, if you're playing the game and you find yourself doing some weird shots, it'll vibrate and you say, oh, it's because I'm tilting it, and you've got to, you know, remember not to, or whatever. So I have the vibration on and whatever I want to do. Back, and obviously you've got your forward and back, which would be your joystick, you know, your joystick one, which I haven't got calibrated because I basically don't use it. Now you can change your DPI from up here and anything, and you can change between all different games. You can also have now, which is an expert mode. I am by no means an expert, but this gives you just everything you want to do on any button. It's just amazing what you can do. But I'll tell you the truth, I don't use it, and I haven't needed to use it. If you're a guy that's way into calibrations and changing loads of different stuff and having loads of different functions on everything, you know, this is a bit of a wet dream. It's got pretty much everything, but I keep it on simple mode. I'm a simple fella, and this is what I use. I program my buttons, I save it, and I save it to the flash memory, and then I just don't bother touching it again unless I need to. Once you've done one game, you don't need to do it again unless you go into you know, to fine tune anything. One thing that is important that I'll go on to say is hold on, let's find it because I haven't done it for a while. Console is calibrate your force sensors. Now what it has is, because like I said before, is everybody's different. Everybody has a different force on how they press the button. So it's okay you saying it's mine's 91%, but 91% to somebody else with different fingers is totally different. So you can have a little look up here and decide what you want to do. So you got your mouse button, so right click. So what we're going to do here is just have a little bit of a look on these ones. So that one's me left click, and you'll see that that is me left click, and that's me right button. Yeah, what we're going to just go down here to do, I'll just close that. We'll go calibrate force sensors, and we're going to go right button. So it's highlighted left button, we're going to change that to right button, and then we're going to click calibrate. Now when you do the calibration, you need to leave go of the mouse. So I just bring it over to calibrate, and then I press the button. Leave it in the tilt till it tells you, and it says gently press the button until it clicks. It just clicked. Now I've got it to do about 40% of the strength. So I'm going to go down roughly, and now it's telling us to do 100%. So this is the maximum pressure you would put on that button, and that's it. Calibration successful. Now it knows now what my maximum in me 40% is. So pretty much it'll be on what I said. So I'm pressing quite hard to bring that up, because that's what I want in this game. I don't want to be going around there holding my breath, because my stamina's shit anyway. So what I want to do is I want to basically know when I want to do it, and by pressing it hard. Now if you're in a game, if you have a game, get rid of that. If you're in a game that's got a lot of like SMGs, hold on, I'll just buy some rubber bullets because I'm running out of it. If you're in a game, you know, you have an SMG and you're doing a lot of, you know, firing and stuff like so that on automatic, this is where I thought, wow, this is going to be pretty handy, because when you're using a sniper rifle, you know, you're eyeing up the shot at a distance, and you've got plenty of time to take that headshot. Now, when you're in like Crazy Town, when we were in before, and everything's fast and furious and you're using automatic, what I didn't think about then at the time was how handy it is to hold your breath. I don't know how many of you, when you run around, you know, and you're holding your breath every time you're taking a group of shots. I pretty much didn't. So I'm breathing. Yeah, so I'm breathing while I'm taking them shots. This is with it out. Hold on, I'll just do that again. This with it out. See how much that's lifting. So let's do that again. So there, I'm not breathing. Yeah. Let's try that again. I'll just reload. Let's do that again with 100% on that button. Yeah. It's still going on. But it isn't anything like it is without breathing. Hold on, I'll just open this. I've just ripped the bugger. I'll just move that out of the way. So this is a new one and I've just ripped it. It's also a childproof box, because this child can't get into it. Manual. So there's your two skids. Massive cord, and it's braided inside. It comes with your other stand and your other skids. Comes with all the plastic on it. There you go. So that's a little bit of unboxing of a box of a mouse that I've just, and I'll move that to one side as well. So what would I change about it? One is I'd like to see something more abrasive on here, or something rubberized. There is a rubber there, but it gets shiny and it gets slippy as well. I only found that, you know, in the summer. In the winter it doesn't affect you at all. The other one that I'd like to see is probably maybe the skids. Maybe to have that the skid pads can be replaced. Maybe it's a spare set of skid pads in the box. I'd love to see that. However, I have bought a spare set of these, and they didn't take long to get here. And I think the reason why I needed to change them was pretty much down to my mouse mat, not me, or not the unit itself. Is because I found that quite abrasive. Yeah, I'll just lower that volume down on that. I found it quite abrasive, and that's, yeah. So my verdict, I love it. If it broke, obviously I've got another one here, but if it broke, I'd buy another one. It's my only mouse that I use for gaming. Now, when I do some editing, I do have a program on here that I can use one mouse on the two PCs. So occasionally it gets used on the other PC when I'm in a different window, but I generally use my other mouse that I've got lying around. The only downside that I didn't like, or the idea of going to, was a wired mouse. But I'm pretty much sure that if you've got a Logitech mouse, you'll find that these are absolute pants. Now, you can get wired mouse pads that when the mouse is on, it charges there, but then that's extra. I think there's something like 80, 90 quid or whatever, or you can get docking stations. But then by the time you bought your mouse, right, and by the time you've bought your docking station, bought your charging pad, you're already probably up to the same price as what you would pay for the wired one anyway. Drawback is being wired, you know, but there's no restriction there at all on this wire for me at all. This one here, this light speed, the charging on this one's better than the 502. But none of these, I'm using them, you see them on my desk on the other PCs. There's 3 PCs here, but that's why there's 3 mice. But none of these have the software running. I do not use that G-Hub software. I just don't have it on my PC. Few issues that I had with it. I'm not knocking Logitech. It's a fantastic mouse to use. A couple of things that I didn't like about the G-Hub software is, one, sometimes it wouldn't auto-detect which game you were going for. So then you had to start the game up. You realised that your mouse wasn't working and you had to start the software. You don't have to do that with that because it's on the side. Yeah, you don't have to touch the software. You programmed the software. You forgot about the software. It's on the side of the mouse. The other thing is it might change now because I got rid of this software over a year ago. But sometimes you had to, if you went back into to create another profile, you can't delete your older profile. So then you had 2 profiles for the same mouse and for the same game. And then what would happen in my cases, for some reason, it wouldn't recognize the game. I then went into the G-Hub software. I looked at the profile, opened the profile and realized it was the older profile that I replaced. It was just a complete mess. It didn't need to be there. It wasn't user friendly and I didn't like it. Now, if you're a Logitech fan, I'm not trying to say you should change. I am definitely not, because I own them, yeah. But I just don't like the software. I've got no experience with Razer or SteelSeries. I use their products. I used to have their headphones and stuff, but I've never experienced with their mouse and keyboard or any of. I do use their software. I use their software on me recording, and I use the software on me sound. But apart from that, I don't have a mouse from them or Razer. So I can only speak from what I've used. And yes, it's not cheap. Do you know what I mean? It's not cheap. But what I've done is I have a discount code. I'll put the discount code on. There'll be a discount code on the screen. If you do decide to use it, use the discount code. Get yourself, I think it's 10% off, or it's $10 or something. Use the code. Get yourself a little bit of a discount. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, and I do appreciate it. If you've seen it this long, I do appreciate it. You take care. Watch what you are doing. Thank you very much for the support, and bye-bye.